Hey everybody, Bob Weeks here. We're going along this mysterious road. It may look like a road to, I don't know, the backwoods or somewhere where the log cabin stands or something. Instead though, we're actually going to a magical place. This is Golf Nirvana. Welcome to Manchester Lane. This is the Titleist Performance Center, and we are going to take you on a tour of this amazing facility, and there's no better man to do it than Rich DiPrato. Rich, thank you so much for coming. You have worked in this area for 30 years. You've lived here your entire life. You know this whole place. Are you willing to take us around and show us everything that makes it so magical? Perfect.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Look forward to it.
All right, this is the newest building inside here at Manchester Lane, and you designed this on a napkin or something? Tell me this story.
I knew that this property needed something, and what I said was, we need a space to bring customers in. We knew we needed a space for year-round fitting. So one day, when I had some spare time, I was having a beer and I had a napkin and started drawing on the napkin of what I thought this property would look like. And when I thought the opportunity was right, I broached the subject with our leadership team, and they gave me the green light to kind of go on this exploratory adventure.
Can you take me around and show me a
Sure,
little bit more?
let's go take a look at the fitting base.
All right, we're now in the fitting center here, and we're gonna get fit for a golf ball. Steve Cohen is here with me, and Steve, I've been fit for a lot of golf clubs over the years. I don't think I've ever been fit for a golf ball. What is gonna happen here?
What we will be doing today is our golf ball fitting app. We launched this last July, and it is a simple and efficient, but extremely accurate means of taking 12 swings, and then based upon that, you will be given a data-driven recommendation of what is the best performing golf ball for you.
Brian Anderson is here. He's going to help me now pick out a golf ball, and what's going to happen here?
Yeah, so currently you play Pro V1X.
Yes.
So we're going to start there, so select that one. What's your current handicap?
My handicap index is 10.2.
What about the firmness of the greens that you play?
Mine are pretty firm at my home course.
So we'll go slightly firm on that one. What about the ball flight?
There, I like to get it higher.
Perfect. So we're gonna go higher, and then obviously feel. So you prefer something a little softer or a little bit firmer?
A nice little click.
A little click, so we like a little bit slightly firm on that side. Perfect. We get to start off with everybody's favorite shot. So kind of that half wedge, we're gonna actually hit 40 to 60 yards. How about that height? Was that a good height for you on that?
I usually like just a touch higher, but
Okay,
not bad.
There we go.
There you go.
That was perfect. Your regular pitching wedge here. So I'll switch you out. All right, so now we're gonna go into a little bit more dynamic swing.
Okay.
Regular 7-iron. So we've now hit 3 half wedge shots, 3 full pitching wedge shots, and now 3 7-irons. If you look on the screen, there's actually already a ball match percentage, and it's saying Pro V1X is your best fit.
All right.
Now, there's one shot that we're missing.
Okay.
We haven't hit the driver yet.
I was afraid of that.
But for us, we're gonna make sure we fit the golf ball to the irons first. With these, this is what you got fit for irons. You wanna make sure that golf ball matches those perfectly. Our recommendation's gonna stay the same, and the percentage has still stayed the same of where it's at. So again, we might have missed the driver a little bit, but again, where do we want to focus on? Our half wedges, our full wedge, our 7-irons. And then if we see an issue with the driver, we might take a wrench to it and kind of move it around a little bit there.
And you're giving me reasons why this is working for me, right? I mean, this is what I love the best. You've got it dialed into my game, my swing, and now I find out exactly this is going to help me hopefully get better.
Absolutely. Our goal when we do fittings is to answer that question of why is this the best fit for me?
Right.
Because that instills confidence in every golfer and says, I want to play my best. So that's why fitting's so important.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
You guys have done a wonderful job. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Steve.
much.
That's good. Okay, we're now over at the short game area with Jeremy Stone here with Titleist, and we want to just talk about 25 years of the Pro V1.
25 years of Pro V1 is a pretty momentous occasion. It really represents the innovation that the Research and Development Associates have put into this work. But it all started with this idea of, the late 90s where you had to make a choice as a golfer. Did you want distance or control? And the Pro V1 married those concepts. It really brought together 2-piece ionomer-covered distance golf balls, as well as the control of a urethane-covered professional. And that's why you saw the instant success on tour. And for 25 years, the team has just constantly worked to improve on that.
Okay, tell me a little bit more now about this short game area, because it's pretty spectacular.
Sure. What we do back here is obvious the wedge fittings. We do ball fitting back here, but we spend a lot of time with golfers back here understanding what the short game does.
And this is probably the area that regular golfers, amateur golfers, weekend duffers like me probably should spend more time at, right? Probably should get more fit for.
Yeah, that's where most of the strokes in your game come from, right? But that and putting, so.
If this goes in, can I keep the ball?
Absolutely.
Well, it's yours. You don't. I don't get to keep it. That's too bad. All right, we're back on the back tee here, although it's got a special name and a special story here. But this is where you test a lot of guys hitting golf balls out here. I don't know how far is it out there.
From here, if you play this like a slight dog leg, it's about 450 yards to the middle of the green.
There is a reason why you have this tee here. Tell us the story.
Yeah, so in the 90s, when we started to see tour players with higher ball speeds, we recognized that from our typical fitting opportunity that they were hitting the golf ball over our green into the tree line, and we really couldn't understand the full length of flight. So we took the opportunity to build this tee, which we call the long drive tee, and it was really based on some of the longer hitters on the PGA Tour that were part of our staff.
And there's a strip over there. That's a little different.
That's what we call our laboratory test green. We dug that whole space up and put a 100-yard by 30-yard flat putting green. It's probably the flattest green in the world. We know a lot about how golf balls fly. What we didn't understand was what happened when the ball lands on the green. We built a tool to deliver the golf ball into the ground. It's called the rover. We took a pitching machine and we retrofitted it to deliver golf balls into the green. And what we do is we shoot a golf ball, we measure what it does, and we move the rover over 6 to 8 inches. And then we just kind of serpentine up and down the entire green. We spent a ton of time collecting a lot of data with different conditions of the green. So imagine all the golf balls we shoot and thousands of conditions, and then imagine that times 3 different conditions of the putting surface. So we made it soft, we made it firm, and we made it kind of average. And every day we would measure the compaction, the moisture content, and stimp measurement to see the speed of the green. And what we did was we built a data set to have a ball fitting application.
We want to make sure that we're getting everything right and we have all of our bases covered. And when we go out with a new product, that we know it is going to be the best possible version that we can really give, and it's going to be an improvement for the golfer.
Okay, inside now. Oh, wow. Look at this.
So this is kind of a historical perspective of the property. Right around 1980, you see there was just one building there with a foundation for the maintenance building.
And this is 10 years later.
Yep, this is when we added what we call the Acushnet Golf Center, which is now where the fitting team is.
It's pretty remarkable growth over the years. And I'm sure what you're testing, the ways you're testing has obviously gone with it, right? We have so much more technology, so much more ability that you've been showing us. Just give me a little background on how Titleist Acushnet started.
Phil Young, our founder, happened to be managing a rubber fabrication processing company called the Acushnet Process Company. He was a dedicated golfer, and he was down the street here playing at New Bedford Country Club, and he comes up to the final hole playing a match, and he missed a putt. And a lot of us have probably thought this, that was not my fault. And in Phil's case, he was so adamant that it was not his fault, and they x-rayed the golf ball, and sure enough, Phil was right. His golf ball was out of round. And because of that, you can imagine how the putt might not have rolled straight, how the ball might not have flown straight. And he said, I can do better than this. 3 years later, 1935, the very first Titleist golf ball comes out of the Acushnet Process Company's golf division. And to this day, every golf ball that leaves our facilities is x-rayed as that final quality check to ensure the golf ball you get is going to be the highest possible quality it can be.
Okay, golf ball research and development. Let's see what happens in here. All right, we're inside now. Iron Byron, pretty cool looking machine here. And what are we doing here?
For decades, we used the True Temper Iron Byron for performance testing on golf balls. Fast forward to the mid-90s, we partnered with a company called Golf Laboratories. This particular robot was the first one we bought in 1997. Fast forward to 2020, give or take, we realized that we had a bigger demand than the Golf Laboratories company could meet for us, so we started to design our own robots. And the real cool part about this is all of the equipment in here, other than the theodolite, which measures distance, and the TrackMan unit, everything here is designed by R&D Acushnet Associates.
Okay, so what specifically are you looking for here?
Every test has a control ball, or what we call a reference ball. So the first ball on the test is a Pro V1 reference ball. And that helps us understand relative to the rest of the groups how those balls are behaving. They put the ball on a tee, they hit the shot, They record the data in the software. When they're done, they push send, and within seconds, the engineer has that data at their fingertips.
And so this could be a golf ball that we see next year sometime or something.
Absolutely.
We look 5 years out so that we can be ready for what's coming next.
And the technology that makes all that possible, that's obviously changing as well, right? You're getting better at making golf balls. You're getting better at designing golf balls.
Truly, this is where I realize that I am not equipped to make golf balls, is when Mike Madsen and team start talking about the nature of fluid dynamics and aerodynamic turbulence due to a dimple pattern. I'm like, wow, I'm really glad you're here, because I don't know what that means, but I know that they're creating about 100 different dimple designs per year so that we understand exactly what dimple pattern will maximize distance, stabilize your flight, so that we can be prepared for whatever comes our way.
There's all sorts of different sizes of dimples and placements. Just walk me through that a little bit.
It's really hard because you're trying to improve something that's really good right now, and you're trying to make that 1% improvement. So there's a little bit of science and a little bit of art to it at the same time. For us, the fastest way to do it is we design it, we go to the plant that's right down the street, we build cavities, we build golf balls, and then we test them at either this facility or our indoor test facility, and we see which one's best.
Your job is to go through and find the perfect dimple patterns. Is that what it is?
All day, every day.
Tell me in a basic sense what we're going to look at today.
Yeah, so we're really going to be looking at how dimples impact the aerodynamic performance of the golf ball. Once it leaves the club face, the forces that are driving it are really gravity and aerodynamics. We've got lift, we've got drag, and the dimples play a significant role in determining how all of those forces balance and ultimately giving us different types of flight. The original golf balls didn't have dimples on them at all. They were smooth. And golfers started to notice that as they would play with these balls, they would get nicked and dinged and scratched, and as they got kind of more rough on the surface, the golf ball started to fly better. So they started to add that roughness purposefully, and that leads us into today's world of dimpled golf balls as we know and love them.
All right, so let's start off. What are I going to do first here? You're going to
so
show
I'm going to
us.
have you hit 2025 Pro V1. We're going to establish a baseline, kind of get an idea of what that beautiful flight shot is that we know and love, and then we're going to mess around with some aerodynamic changes. So the golf ball I'm about to hand you is the same constructions. We haven't changed anything about what's actually inside or on the surface of the golf ball, other than we've completely eliminated the dimples.
It's smooth.
It is smooth.
Look at that. It's just like there's nothing there. Just dies. It doesn't go anywhere. There's no distance.
It doesn't go anywhere. It's a very unstable flight. And that's all thanks to the aerodynamics at play here.
There's different sizes of the dimples?
Yep.
Is there different depths?
Yes. We can manipulate the number of dimples that are on the ball, the different diameters of the dimples, the different shapes, how deep they are, the kind of coverage percentage. There's a lot of different knobs that we can turn to dial in different aerodynamic performances.
On the first ball, I hit the one with dimples.
Yep.
How many dimples are on that ball?
That is a 388 count pattern.
388?
Yes.
I would have lost money on that bet.
This time, I've put the dimples halfway back on.
Oh, does it matter
What
where
I
I hit
want
it?
you to tee it up as is I want you to put the dimples on the side facing towards me.
Whoa! Is that what's supposed to happen?
That
I
is
hope so.
exactly what is supposed to happen.
Wow, I can't believe. Talk about a
40,
slice.
50, 60 yards offline and only about 100 yards away from us.
Well, I think all the golfers of the world should thank you and your team for putting dimples on the golf balls and
The
making
entire
them
golf
even
ball,
better.
the whole golf ball.
The entire golf ball, exactly right. Because I never would have guessed that. But certainly dimples play a huge role in just how well we hit the golf ball.
Absolutely.
All right, Rich, well, we're leaving on a nice view back there of the short game area. It's a pretty cool facility. You've got all sorts of amenities here in this building that all started on your napkin. And thanks for the tour, but you gotta feel pretty proud about this.
The best part about it is when I watch people using the property and to see the look on their faces when they first come here and realize that this is just such a state-of-the-art property, and it really lends to the need of the business going forward.
Cool part about it is you're helping a lot of people who are going to play better golf, either here or through the research that you do here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the tour.
Welcome.